Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you,
Thank
too.
you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talk Show Kings. First, I'd like to get our shout-outs out the way. I want to give a shout-out to Mr. Felix Washington, our producer, and thank the people of Douglasville and the people around all the whole wide world for inviting us into your home this lovely hour. We have two great topics for you. But first, my name is King Yaquez, and to my left,
I'm King Darwin, and to my left,
Hey, I'm King Ralph.
and together we are the
Show
Talk Show
Kings.
Kings.
Temptation
Now-
a little bit, right, guys? We sound like the Temptation. About to break down.
Right. Now, we're down one king this week. King Eric, he's on vacation. So, he's saying to everybody, he's giving his wishes. He's good. And he's with us for this hour. But for our first topic, like I said, we got two lovely topics for you today. And our first one is trials and tribulations. No walk-through road is the same. Everybody has their own story to tell.
That's true.
The ups and downs, the good and the bad. I mean, whatever life throws at you, you just got to find out how to get through it. And our other topic is going to be marriage. But we're going to keep going with our first topic. And Mr. King D, what do you think?
What do I think? Okay, trials and tribulations. Okay, what is trials and tribulations?
That's the
guys?
question.
Right. Challenges and, what is it? Challenges and
Hardships.
experiences.
Exactly.
Challenges in life that we experience, right? So I think one of the biggest challenges for me growing up, probably I would say, is learning how to become a man. Learning how to become a man was one of my biggest challenges, being that my father was there when I was younger, and once I was growing up and becoming in the middle school and high school, he wasn't always there. But I did have, some great uncles and family,
Amen for that.
Exactly, and mentors that kind of helped me along the way. But I think, just learning how to become a man, because I had a mother and two older sisters, those were, kind of like what I, grew up around the house. And I had two younger brothers. Right? So they really couldn't teach me how to be a man. I had to go along and had to try to teach them. So with that being said, I would say learning how to be a man, a real man, was a big challenge for me. And I would say the second big challenge for me would probably be learning how to become a father.
Yes.
There's no guidebook on learning how to do that.
Well, they are books, but at the same token, it was definitely, that's something that we never was, really taught and raised to, take on when we was coming up and growing up, and and with me having a child at an early age, it was kind of challenging, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a big trial for me,
Yes.
Because, like you say, my father wasn't always there for me, he was there in the beginning and in the end. So I had to try to, finesse it the best way I could, you know? And so I would say those are the two biggest trials and, that I had to deal with in my life. What about you, King Raph?
And I want to tell you, King Yaquez, that's a great, when you got trials and tribulation, what does it mean? Trials and tribulation is someone who's been there and back. And even though you've done that, it still doesn't give you the experience. And to me, trials and tribulation, I can't wear your shoes, and not because of the shoe size. It's because what you're going through. Because, when you hear the Bible, the Lord will never put no more than you can bear. I don't know, you can probably bear more than I can. Or you can put up with things more than I could. Like, for one example, like, I couldn't want to be starting over raising kids again. My patience ain't got like this now. I remember my mom once told my granddaughter, she said, now look, baby, I've been your age, you haven't been mine. And that mean a lot. And trials and tribulations, man, I tell you, does it shape a mind? Does it shape a person's personality? Yes. I mean, because trials and tribulation, think about that, man. A storm. Because I was born in Mississippi, and I remember them old fellas. I never forget when I was a kid, and it was funny because I was like 7 years old, my great-grandfather. And I never forgot him. He said,
Raphael,
I said, yes.
I'm going to teach you how to be a man.
I remember thinking I'm a man. I'm a man, not granddaddy. He say,
Put your hand in your pocket.
I put my hand in my pocket and pull it out.
He said, what's in your hand?
Nothing.
That's trials and tribulation.
I see, what do you mean? He say, you see, we say a lot with this, but action says a lot about a man. And what I'm saying to you, trials and tribulation, my brother, let me tell you something here. We can never conquer it. King D said is learn to be a man. I thank God I had my parents to guide me. I remember my father was a great example. I used to see him. Well, I take that back. I wouldn't say see him because he used to leave when it was dark, come home late in the evening. My mom would have his supper ready. And I used to be so proud of him. Never had seen our lights turned off. I wanted to be just like him. And I failed in so many aspects of my life. But I remember going back and just looking up and God just saying, you tried. It was a pattern. Sometimes we'd always get pattern like King D. He didn't have a pattern. He started out with one, but then he had to pick it up himself. It's 2 females. And no female can never teach a man how to be a male, be a man. Just
Absolutely
like
not.
a woman a man can't teach a young girl how to be a woman. Because come on now, we all have different angles in life. I look at it like this, my brother, when you come up with that topic, trials and tribulation. Because I remember you was telling me, you and I had to talk off the set, you were saying it shapes a man to the person who they are today.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I like that when you said that. Because I looked at you, man. The first time I met you, I was like shaking your hand. You had this big smile, like take on the world. And I say, bruh, I like this brother. Because, and my job as an older brother, and he's an older brother, we here to support you, to make you stronger, because you is going to help support somebody one day.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, just to hold off for a moment, I want to let everybody know that the telephone lines are open. So if you got a story to tell, or just to say, hey, go on and give that number a call.
Okay.
And for me, trials and tribulations, man, I went through a lot of trials and tribulations.
Okay.
I was a hard-headed kid, like all kids are hard-headed at the time. But my mother, she was telling me, showing me about life, father doing the same thing, but I wanted to do things on my own. So, and that was one thing, trials and tribulations, that I've noticed in my personal life. It builds character, but it lets you know what your weaknesses are.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why I think it's necessary for people to go through things, because, if we all walk the same straight line, nobody would learn nothing.
Amen, amen. Now
When my biggest weakness would be, I would never call for help. I went through homelessness. I went through going in and out of jail.
Look at
you. Yeah, and then I would not ask for help, and I would have to humble myself and finally ask,
wow.
I need help.
That's deep. That's deep. Bro.
And sometimes my willingness to not ask for help would get me into deeper situations. And in the deeper, and before you know it, I'm in a giant hole and no way to get out.
Come on now.
So help is necessary. Just don't use it as a crutch.
Okay, come on now. Now you're talking. I like that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And just to say, yes, absolutely. We are definitely just growing up in this system, right?
Exactly.
This system is a monster, right? I mean, we see what's going on now, you know, these days, you know, the black on black crime, the drug epidemic, you know, when we was growing up anyway.
Yes.
You know, the drug epidemic was real big. It's still big today.
Yeah.
They just got new drugs, but
different name, right?
And different names.
Okay.
Exactly. And just growing up in the inner city, man, you know what I mean? That's a struggle, you know, if you don't really have your life planned out and, you know, and put out there in front of you to follow, you know, you got it's rough, you know. You got your friends, you know, they got their own thing going on, you know, and you just trying to, you know, intermingle with the fellas in the neighborhood, and you know, and they might get into some wrong things, and and then guess what? Next thing you know, you pulled into the same trap, and you know, it spirals from there, right? So yeah, man, that's the challenge, just growing up these days and trying to really actually figure out what it is that, you know, you really need to do in order to become, you know, that individual that you're looking to become, right?
Exactly. And one thing I also figured out, never put regret in your life.
Okay.
What you did is for your experiences alone to grow.
Now you talk.
So just look at it as a learning experience
That's
that I have to use in my life.
That's
Never
right.
regret it.
I like
That's
that.
right. That's right.
You know, I gotta say that, and you know, you touch me, King Yaquez. See, when a person can speak their demons, their past demons, you see, that's a man. That's a man for trials. And you went to a trial and your tribulation, what you said. But look at you now, looking at a young man sitting here. I've been there. But see, you won, because they got people that they can't even say that. They 6 feet under, not 6 feet up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when I look at you, it touched me, because it tell me you got a lot, you got a journey, you got a lot of teaching to do. So a lot of people, a lot of kids gonna look up to you. You got a story, man. I loved it. I just want to tell you that right there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's now, and I would say what you were saying too, you know, far as have no regrets, right? You know,
Yeah.
every lesson is a great lesson.
It is.
You know, whatever we go through, you know, we might think it's the end of the world.
That's right.
Sometimes, right? But it's something to be learned from every experience that we go through these days. And as long as you can see that and learn from that, then that's when you're winning. You know what I mean? You're
Exactly.
winning.
And I remember there was this one instance. I was doing 90 days in jail, and I'm sitting there on day one, like my life is over. Like I have to do 90 days of this.
Yeah.
And on the inside, it's very slow. Nothing to do. You're around other male testosterone men, and fights could happen. Could break at any minute. Guards think they're over you. Like there was one time to where there was no toilet paper in our pod at all, and the guards would not give us none.
Wow.
And then at that point, that's when I said, this is not for me anymore.
You had to make that change, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I think we all kind of, you know, I don't say we're us all, but, you know, I think majority of us have been to a point to where as though, you know, you say, hey, enough is enough.
That's right.
You know, this ain't for me. You know, you had to grow up, you know, because like you say, all young men, you know, growing up, we kind of hard-headed, you know. We want to see for ourselves.
We're
your
just
mom
ready.
tell you, your dad tell you, you know, don't do this, don't do that. You know, they try to give us instructions, but us growing up as young men, you know, we got to see for ourselves, you know. And so once you say that and once you make that up in your mind, like you were saying, you know, hey, this ain't for me. You know, I know it's something better for me, you know, and I've been through it as well. You know, don't get it twisted. I've been through it as well. So I know that, you know, it's you have to make it up in your mind, you know, that, hey, you know, I know it's a better way. Right?
I'm loving it. Y'all both hit it today, because I'm not sitting here with no angel wings. Well, you know, for you to say that, 90 days. I told you earlier when I first said it, I saw you smile when I said I can never wear your shoes. I was meaning, see, what was for you was for you. And was for King D's for him. It was for me, it's for me. And to get yourself a situation like that, and then you said something so powerful. You said, day one, this is not for me. And to me, that's like animalism. You've been treated. You can't give us toilet paper, really, I'm gonna show you guys who's king.
Exactly.
And you know how you always beat people back when you show them, you look at you today. Isn't that the same God so many years ago? Because looking at you, I tell you, can be so deceiving. Because I was just like, man, this guy would never do nothing like that. But then for you to say that, you open your heart up. That's a touching thing, and especially when people going through sicknesses and different things like that at nature.
Exactly. And not trying to say like it was not no easy road. Like I nearly gave up too many times. Like there was times to where when I was on probation, I would go in there, they would be like, how you doing, Mr. Montgomery? I'm doing great. I have a job interview. Well, we got to violate you and send you back to jail. So in them times, I went back in and out of jail numerous times, having to start 90 days, 6 months. And I felt like I kept getting knocked on my head.
Man.
And many times I was just like, you know what? I give up. And it's just something snapped in me that's like, I can't give up, you know. I got to keep working at it.
Okay.
So I just kept working at it no matter how many times I went down.
Well, that's great, man.
I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because, you know, a lot of times when, you know, we're in that system, a lot of our, you know, young men and women don't make it out. You know?
Exactly.
So you definitely, you know, a story to talk about because that system there is a monster, you know, and trust and believe, I've been in it as well. So I know, you know, hey, I did 67 days in the county. You know, and that was enough for me, you know what I'm saying, growing up, you know. At 19, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, look at this is crazy, you know. But this ain't the life for me, and I knew it then. Just like you said, you know, hey, you know what's for you and what's not, you know, and luckily we was in the right state of mind to actually realize it.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people, you know, hey, they get out and they still keep trying their luck. Keep trying their luck. And then once they got you in this system, man, you know,
locked in.
Man, you locked in. You locked in, brother. So, hey, I commend you, you know, for the hard work and dedication. Yeah, because it takes that.
Thank you.
Yes, and to any other young brothers and sisters that's out here that's trying to deal with, you know, fighting this system and getting out of this system, man, you got to make it up in your mind because can't nobody make it up for you.
That's right.
You know,
Exactly.
You got to know that it's not for you. And make those different changes and choices that's going to make you a better person, man. So, yeah, that's awesome.
You know, I just got to add this. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, all those months, those days, one day, I wouldn't even hold 24 hours. I'm looking at this. I remember so clearly. My wife and I was separated. My first wife, I've been married 4 times. I thank God I'm with the last wife, and that's perfect. First wife, I remember we was in an argument. And I remember me putting my hand like this, and she told my son, call the police. I said, you know what? I said, you're not even worth it. And I remember my nails was always a little longer. To this day, I wear short nails. And in some kind of way, I must have scratched it. It must have been a centimeter. I remember my son calling the police. He said, I got to be honest. He called the police, and I remember the operator heard me on the phone. I said, tell him I hit you with some paper. I plucked the sheet of paper and left. Do you know I went to jail about 3-4 days later, like on assault?
Wow.
And I was in, and she the one bailed me out. But what I'm saying to you, I met a guy in there. And it doesn't matter if he was any nationality. He just happened to be a white guy. He was scrunchy looking. I was scrunchy looking. I remember we was both in there, and we went to court a couple of days later. I saw him. He seen me. He didn't recognize me. I said, wait a minute. And he said, wait a minute. You was in there. And the last thing he said to me, and we talked about almost 25 years ago, he said, it was nice meeting you, but I hope I never see you again. And I said the same thing. I mean,
yeah, that's the quote.
Yeah, and I mean, and I feel what you're saying. But see, it took that one click me when I seen a toilet overfilled. It's like, what? They got about 20 guys in a toilet. And then they served this that milk tolerance. And they had an oatmeal, I never forget. I mean, grits, and this guy, and they had dirt from his nails to the top. He said, hey, you gonna eat that? I said, no. I said, because I know if I had some milk, I'd be on this toilet. And speaking of no toilet paper, I'm like, dude, how humiliating. You know? So I feel you.
I say, I mean, it's humiliating. You got to wake up on somebody else's watch. You can't get under the cover.
Yeah, it definitely was challenging. But like I was telling you before, man, one of the biggest challenges for me was, back then growing up, I was only hurting myself, right? We was only hurting ourselves.
Yeah.
But once, you grow up and then you have kids, you got to make sure that, they grow up with the proper, instructions and direction, right?
That's right.
So that was my biggest challenge, making sure that my kids didn't come up the way I had to come up,
Exactly.
Hey, my mom, she worked hard, to take care of us. It was 5 of us in the house, So, she couldn't attend to everybody and give everybody all the attention that, we all needed, of course. And like you say, me being a man, she couldn't really, nurture me into being a man. I had to figure it out. And then when I, had my children, I had to really figure it out. I had to read books.
Yes.
Because, growing up in our system, in this society, we love our moms and we love our fathers, but sometimes they weren't given the proper, instructions on how to be a great mother or a great father, I
mean, there is no instruction on. I mean, yeah, you got books, but the only thing you got is experience. Trying new things. Like with my daughters, like the only thing I had it in my mind, and my daughters get away with it all the time, is I don't want to put hands on my kids because I don't want them to equate a man's love with putting their hands on them.
Absolutely.
So they use that to their advantage. But
these kids is very intelligent, very smart, But at the same time, it is, tools that we can go to try to give us some other kind of instructions on how to, kind of like function in a functional home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, a lot of us, we really don't realize it until we get older, right? And look back and be like, dang, our house was dysfunctional as heck. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. But, that's just how we, coming up, growing up, and, we was just coming out of a lot of depression and recessions and slavery and all the other stuff that, our grandparents and great-grandparents went through. So, they didn't have all the proper
Still have mental problems.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the trauma. That's the black family trauma, right?
I said the one thing that in my family that got me that's a little bit different is I'm 100% with both my parents. Like I'm transparent. Okay. Like I can't hide nothing from them. Guys, I'm always telling them. They know the good, bad, and the ugly about me. Don't hold nothing.
That's good.
Never been afraid to. They was like, I mean, it don't matter what I think. It's your life.
That's right. You gotta live it. I agree with you on that, and I gotta go back what you said. You don't put hands on them. Let me tell you something. I was raised in a family when they got that eye. When you get that eye, you walk into. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Like, oh, I'm coming with the hammer. I never forgot it. Seriously, I lived in Sacramento. My 2 kids. They was young. Took them to the basketball game, the Kings. I remember these 2 white guys. Well, I say 4 of them. And everybody, kids, rah, making noise. I told my kids, I had a little backpack. I had a little food for them. I never forgot this white guy tapped me on my shoulder. He said, "Excuse me, those are your kids?" I said, "Yeah." You got the nicest kids. Because they hear him. I say, "Y'all want this?" "Yes, sir." "No, sir." That's where I raised them.
Right.
I'm not patting myself, but that's why I was raised because, come on, Mississippi, come on, bro. You couldn't be in an adult conversation. What they call it, rap in your lip. Not hitting a lip, rap. What you looking at? Grown folks, you licking your lips.
Yeah, they didn't play that, man. You couldn't be in the room when grown folks was talking, right?
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't put your 2 cents in. Come here. Huh?
Right.
I say, huh?
Right.
And seeing like kids nowadays, they don't have that at all. Like even my kids, what are y'all talking about? This is none of your business.
Woo, they say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you right.
Wow, I'm sorry, I hit a nerve. What are you talking about?
And it's like in my mind, it's like I want to backhand them, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't do it. But it's like, no, you cannot be in grown folks' conversations.
No, but I'm leaving that hand on the backside. Was I talking to you? No, sir. Get in that room. Now they got what? 911?
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, shoot, we didn't even have 411. What you gonna tell?
Right.
And see, and I, like, that's what I think for most new parents now. Oh, that's their trials and tribulations because, we have a caller.
We got a caller.
Got a caller. Welcome to Talk Show Kings, who we had the pleasure of speaking with. Kimberly Montgomery, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. What's your comment or your concern?
Joshua is actually my husband, so we were just giving him a shout out for with my kids, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Wow,
That's
that's
great.
an honor.
I'm going to give a shout out to my kids.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. That's
Man, you
a
gonna have to
blessing.
make me in bed. I gotta call my grandkids. Call me.
All right. Was it anything else that you wanted to say?
No, that was all. We just proud of him.
All right.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's hear out the show is proud of him as well. So thank you. Thank you for your call.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Wow.
You better put a tear in my eye, man. What's going on,
All
man?
right.
And you told me you was a bad dude. Don't sound like it.
Right,
These some
that's
kids, they
what's up.
sound like the
But my
background
trials
for
and
the Temptations.
tribulations
Thank you,
have
Daddy.
made me grown
That's
to be the
right.
person I am today.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's all right, man.
Because that's what they do. They mold you. You know, they create that character that you are today. You know, going through the challenges that we face. Right.
That's right, man. That's deep, and that's what trials and tribulations come to when somebody call and appreciate you. You don't really realize how important you are, because until you're gone, that's when people are like, dang, I wish I could have said this. And
Right.
shout out to your wife and the kids, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. I like
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
It's beautiful, man.
But but what I was saying before we got the call, like these new parents have challenges today because in the government, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, or we're gonna
Yes.
come and pick up the children. So it's like, how can I parent my children
That's right.
where everything I do is a constant threat?
Yeah, because that's how, because that's how we were raised, right? I mean, we
Exactly.
got our butts beat. I don't know if y'all got y'all's butt beat, but we got our butts beat.
Man,
I
race
mean,
cars,
listen,
a tree.
man, come on, man. Your grandmother, and you had to go pick the switches. You had to go pick your own demise, right? So that was shoot, them was the days. But at the same time, these kids don't know nothing about that. But we do have to, keep up with the times and change, because we can't discipline our kids without having to put our hands on them.
Yeah.
too.
Exactly.
It's just that was the trauma that our parents went through.
Yeah.
So all they did was pass on that trauma to us, right?
Mhm.
So, but it is, it was a good thing to the point to where as though, it made us think how we can actually, communicate and get through these kids without putting our hands on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's really not called for.
Yes.
It just takes us to get a little bit creative. I mean, look, they kids.
That's
you know?
right.
If we can't outsmart some kids, how smart are we? If we can't get these kids to do what we want them to do without putting our hands on them, really think about it.
But
How
see, the
smart
one
is
thing
us?
is,
I know they try us now.
but see, the thing is, kids are smarter than we let on.
Yeah,
Because
no,
the
they
thing
are.
is with adults, we think more logically as adults, whereas a kid, they're all outside the box every day. So,
But are they smarter than you though?
I mean, in some ways they are because of the way they think. The way they think,
okay,
like my
yeah.
mom, like I outsmarted my mom on a lot of things just because an adult is gonna think one way and a kid is gonna think a totally different way.
But you pay the price later.
You gotta pay the price later.
So who was smart then? You see?
I mean, the parent
Well,
got
kids
the final say
is
so.
naturally, yes, they're gonna try to get what they want. That's true. But you know, us as being parents, you know, we got to learn that we got tricks too.
Oh yeah, we got tricks too.
We got to pull the tricks out our bag as well as they got to pull their tricks out.
Yeah.
And know that guess what? They just trying to, they trying to pull one over on me. So let me just try to, flip it on them. That's what I had to do to my kids, because, they come up, always trying to, coach me into getting what they want, right? And doing what they want to do, right? So I always had to, try to overthink them.
Right.
Exactly.
You got to overthink them.
But we're coming up to our halfway mark. I just want to say, thank you for the first 30 minutes. And after our messages, we're going to come with our second topic about marriage. Is it 50-50, 60-30, 70-40, 60-40, 70-30?
Okay, you singing a song now. Okay. Do some TP.
But we'll be right back after these messages.
All right.
All right.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm 61, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the second half of our show. Before we start, I wanted to mention my brother, Yancey Scott. He's going through his own trials and tribulations right now, and it's motivating me. He had a stroke, and he lost skills to walk, to talk, and every day he's getting better. So I just want to say I'm proud of him on that.
Yes.
Yes, and he's definitely in our prayers.
And for our second conversation, marriage. Look, I already know marriages, whatever is in your marriage is what you make it. Is it 50-50, 70-30, 60-40? What are we supposed to do? Is everything equal? What can we do about it? What do y'all think, brothers?
Hey, I go with it. Let me tell you something. I like with that conversation you and I had to talk. And you say the way society is built now, I remember, and I'm not ashamed, 4 times. I would be a broke man if somebody said, you're going to be married 4 times in your life. Me? No way. Life is that way. I remember going through this marriage I'm in now, thank God. I remember when I took her hand in marriage, I wanted to be the man, 100%. You ain't got to work. I got everything. I didn't count on me getting sick. And then that's the thing about marriage. a marriage is good to say we married, but support is action. It's not words. Yeah, it's I'm a man. I got this. Daddy got to get his food first, this and that. But I've learned, you know what the head of household mean? I've learned a long time ago. Head of the household, that person, everybody had more routes, had more respect than the head of the household. A head of the household is the man lift the house up. Everything he got to eat. The dog and the fish have more rights than you. You got to make sure everything paid. The lights running, the leaks in the faucet, cracks over here. See, that's what head of the household is. Everybody take it in for what that means. When you get married, the thing about it, what people should discuss, say, listen to me, I want to be that king in your life. But I shouldn't have to ask you, you're going to be that queen, because I'm already asking you to be my wife. If I fall down, I shouldn't have to say, can you help me get back up? You should be right there. You should be at my side, like I'm going to be at yours. I don't care if you're sick and you soil yourself. I'll be there to clean it up for you, baby, because we go like that. My ride or die. You see, marriage these days done took big turns. Well, I ain't know I had to fix your dinner. Well, baby, I was working, you know. Wow, I've been dealing with the kids all day. I understand that. I'll get it myself. Well, I get it then. No. Because you see, attitude is everything. Because it's how you address someone. Well, yeah, rah, rah, rah. Come on now. It's somebody saying, baby, I know you worked hard. I got your dinner ready. Because my mom used to have my dad's dinner ready. I remember one time, it's embarrassing. I ate my father's dinner. And I know something was wrong because everything was large. Big cornbread, fried chicken. He had like 2 pieces, big chickens. And I was just, I said, Mom, I'm full. Well, Mom looked at me. I know you seen your dad. Next thing I seen him, you know how he's a spark and he gets slapped, pow. Lord, like the sense out of me. I was like the color purple, man. And my mom went up there and fixed some more. But I'm going to tell you something. Because a man should be represented when he come home, and a woman should always be the same thing. Like I seen when your wife and the kids call, that's respecting the father and the child. And even though you're going to have your issues, get ups and down, but just remember this when you go home. I remember somebody told me, look at your kids now, because tomorrow they're going to be grown, and they're watching everything you and your wife say and do. Exactly. It shouldn't be no foul language, because they think, well, I'm going to do my woman that to put her in check. Let them know we got love. If you got a disagreement, let's go in the room and talk about it at nighttime. Let's go take a walk. Ooh, mom and daddy go and talk. You know what that means? They come back. Let them hear you laughing, you know. And never tell your kids, I don't care what you do in life, I'm always got your back. Let them know I'm always be with you. But if you're wrong, you're going to have to suffer the consequences like your daddy did when I was young. Right. I had to go to jail. Daddy had to learn. And I'm telling you something, like I told you earlier, my mom said, I've been your age, you haven't been mine. So that's, marriage is deep. You know what I'm saying? So I hope I ain't taking the segment up too long. But please tell people to call in, because they got a lot of people.
Yeah, everybody call in, you know, tell us your stories, what you think. I mean, if you got to even have advice for us.
Yes.
Please call in.
Same thing, information, advice, same thing. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is it really equal? You know, I keep hearing people preach, you know, marriage should be 50-50. This person should pay all my bills, or how do you think it should be?
Well, if you ask me, I think it should be 100 and 100.
Excuse me.
Okay, because
I kid you not. I was just going to think it in my mind. Good job.
Yeah, because that's what a relationship is supposed to be about.
I like that.
You know, I mean, what if I give you 50%, where am I giving the other 50? You know what I'm saying? If I'm giving you 70,
that's
where
deep.
I'm giving the other 30.
So
deep. It's about, you know, giving each other 100%, and then you work from that.
There you
know
go.
What I mean? Because if you got, you know, if you're in a marriage and you have 2 people that's really trying to work with each other and build a life with each other, you know, it takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of thought, sacrifice, It takes a lot. So you got to be able to. It all depends on the situation and and on your other half, right? Because hey, you might get into the marriage and everything is peachy cream.
That's right.
But life happens. So what if something might happen on her end, and you have to pull her up,
That's right.
and keep her sustained. Just like, hey, if something may happen to where as though you lose your job or your business go out of business, and she might have to pull you up.
That's right.
So it's just about getting with the right person that understands that. To me, for me, that hey, I'm gonna give 100%. And if I can get 100% in return, I think that I don't think nothing's gonna be able to stop us.
King D, I think you're a psychic. I was just waiting to come back and say 100, and I looked at him like he been reading my notes, and but similar but a little slightly different. Start at 100, both of you guys, then you subtract. It's like, wow. Well, I came home. Hey, babe. You don't say nothing. Well, hey, babe. Hey. See, the attitude is everything. Hey, babe.
Exactly.
I'm just so tired. You tired, baby? Hey, you need your bath water, rub that back or something. Then look, and then you look. See, a marriage to shock a person that come home and said, you know something? And it go both ways. Babe, have I ever told you I love you? Yeah, you tell me. But when you're mad, I say, but on the real tip, I want you to know, because if you wasn't here today, what my life would be like. Because it's the pickings are slim now today. It's not real. Everything you see isn't always good. Yeah. So that means a lot. That's deep.
Yeah, exactly. And so what it means to me is like, yeah, everybody should be doing 100% in the marriage. But if I fall short, come and pick me up with like bills and everything.
You shouldn't have to ask.
Yeah, because when you get in a marriage, you want everything. It's both community property.
That's right.
Whatever she works for, she brings it to the home, and whatever I works for, is brought into the home. So it shouldn't be I should have to, ask her for anything, or she should have to ask me for anything. Because if it's there, then of course she had access to it, and if she needs something, or but you can't be, frivolous with it. You can't be irresponsible with that responsibility, of course. And at the same time, we gotta always keep in mind that, just to communicate.
You're a team.
Yeah,
you're a couple,
and communicate.
Regardless.
Communication is everything in relationships, right? You know what I mean? So, you would already, you already know if she needs something, because she had already then shared it with you, and just vice versa. She know what you need just as well as I know what she needs. So communication is always at the forefront, in a relationship, I feel, so that we all are on the same page, because, and I tell everybody too in marriage, and just like even before you get married, it's certain things that you got to understand and discuss, even before you even take that big leap, because it is a leap. Trust me, it is a
yes,
leap.
It is.
But that's why you get all these things out in the forefront, so that when you get into this, this union, that it's already understood what it is.
You think it's understood.
But you got to get it out. Well, you always got to rehash it. Hey, remember we talked about that. We wrote it down. Because you got to think. Hey, you got to. Hey, these are the things, the likes and the dislikes, and the wants and the needs, and and all of that. All of that stuff got to be documented. Documented, because then you will know if you cross that line.
That's right.
Don't wait till you get into a marriage, and then she does something, and well, I didn't know that bothered you.
Yeah.
Or you do something, and then she tell you, that bothers me. Well, I didn't know. Because that'd be the biggest thing when you don't communicate with one another, and you get surprised by something that you never really discussed and talked about.
I like the Mike Tyson analogy, but I'm gonna do it this version. You never, everything is cool till you say I do. And then you got it's your turn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and that's why you got to understand too. Even before you get married, you got to be married before you get married.
Ooh, come on.
That's
now.
what a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, that's the first I actually heard that.
Yeah, you got to be married before you even
now
get
you learn.
married.
Now
If
you
we
gonna take it
courting,
home.
we married. I'm not out here playing. So because a lot of people get married and then they expect you to change, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we married now. You can't do this. You can't do
comfortable.
that. Hold on. I've been me from day one. You've been you from day one. I accepted you for who you are.
Exactly.
And you should accept me for who I am, if we really in this relationship together. So when you get married, it's only a piece of paper.
That's it.
That's really all it is.
Yeah.
If two people are really on the same, vibration, we on the same frequency. If not, then yeah, it can be problems and it can be issues. But
naturally,
that's why you iron them out in the beginning. I tell everybody, iron that stuff out, man, in the beginning, man, so that you don't have no surprises.
I like that. And and going back memory lane when you first met, how in love you was. And I told my wife that this morning. I said, babe, I remember how happy I was. It was like nothing. It was like becoming a Christian for the first time. I ain't gonna cuss no more until somebody run over your toe. Mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And it happens, and she said, babe, I'm with you. And I thought about when I had that stroke. I thank God that she was there because I could have died. She called the paramedics. My eyes go behind my head. She tried to run out there to help me. They said, get back. And she's like, that's my husband. You know what I'm saying? Where you taking him? And that's right there's love. And she cried on my shoulder. She was there support when I was worried about my daughters going through sickness. I mean, I lost it. She was there. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, love is, let's go 0-0. Not what you did to me and I did with you. Let's start right now. Let's clean the slate.
Right.
But if we got a problem, we got a problem. We got to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't hold grudges either. Certain times, your mate, you might do something that might not sit well with you.
Yes.
And you still holding it against her.
That's right.
Or you might do something that might not sit well with her, right? And she's still holding it against you. Keep throwing it back up. We got to stop that. That's one of the biggest things in marriage.
Exactly.
Is that, that we do that, that causes a lot of friction. Throwing things back up that then, we didn't got past that, babe.
Yes.
Why you keep bringing that up?
Yeah, I thought we was
because
done
all
with
that's
that.
going to do is, awake those old emotions and now look.
Now we're into something else.
Exactly.
Then it's tick for tat.
Exactly. Now it's a tit for tat thing because if she bring it up to you, now you're going to bring up something she did. You're going to bring like, well, remember you did this.
Yeah,
and
you cleaned the table.
We ain't got time for those games. It's about us maturing, growing up, and learning that that hey, we in this for the long haul, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's a ride or die thing. It's a ride or die thing, man. And it's a beautiful thing when you with that right person, but when you with the wrong person, it can be ugly, man.
Yeah.
It can be ugly. So we want to try to keep it as beautiful as possible.
Now, there's another thing that I be hearing a lot online is gender roles. Is there specific gender roles that adds to the 50-50 and all that? Like, a lot of people be like, a woman's supposed to maintain the home while the man works, or is it everybody needs to pitch in and do their part?
Now, okay, I'm glad I want to answer that. I love it because I have friends of mine. They tease me. They say, "What you in there washing dishes?" I'm cutting the grass, cleaning the house, outside. There's no such thing as gender roles. I noticed about a woman. I say woman. A woman is strong. We don't give them the credit. They really are strong. They only become sensitive when you come by. It's so heavy. Oh, I got that, baby. I got that. But if you be people, man, they carrying them sack like nothing. Like, get out the way, man. And all of a sudden, I'm a girl. Really? A woman is strong. Don't think
they'll flip quick.
But they know you gonna come. My back hurting, baby. I got it, baby. Yeah. So there's no such thing. Cause I'm gonna tell you, my mom, and my brother, and my father, and my mother. I was washing dishes when I was in 2nd grade. I thought it was the coolest thing. I ain't know it's gonna be my job for the next 15 years, man. Get in that kitchen, man. Why I gotta clean the kitchen? I'm the oldest, and I like things neat. You know what I'm saying? I just like things neat. And I look at people call me now and say, you know how Raphael, you drop something, dude. I got a paranoid if it's a fork it's just sitting on the sink. Why nobody ain't washing it? And you know, it was only my wife and I, so thank God we don't have that problem. But growing up, oh man, and mom didn't play. Mom, well, I gotta do it. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I said so.
But it's no gender role. I don't believe that. Listen, you need to go off. We need to talk and just look at each other's eyes and say, babe, we're doing this for our future. Our future is the kids because they're looking at you. And you got to build that strength up. Babe, I love you. I know you love me. And sometimes we cross each other, don't come across right. Because my wife, I don't know if we losing our hearing. She says something, what? I'm like, what? I thought you said this. Well, I thought you said that. You know? So I guess we're getting
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you too, King Raph, on that. You know, there is no gender roles, you know. If you see something that needs to be done, you know, do it. But, of course, you know, I ain't going to have my wife out here cutting the grass. And naturally, you know, we're not going to do that. But, you know, but at the same time, if it's things that need to be done around the house, I mean, come on, if I'm not doing nothing, and especially if she's working and I'm working and, you know, hey, I mean, you know, stuff got to get done.
Or you may not be working.
You want a clean house, right?
Exactly.
You know, shoot, you eat, don't you? You just ate off them dishes, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, and come on, ain't no job really too hard to do. So, yeah, I don't think it's really no gender roles in the marriage.
That's great. Yeah, and I'm on the same way too. There's no gender roles.
Yes.
If you see something messed up, go and clean it up.
Yeah.
It ain't no who's who. Well, like you said, you know, I'm not gonna go out and also have her cut the grass. Nah,
yeah.
that'll be
my
all.
My wife tried. She put in like, I'm gonna come help you. You know what that did.
That's already not happening.
Naturally.
Right.
But yeah, it's people gotta stop thinking like, you know, a woman's supposed to do this and a man's supposed to do this, and it's just like, no, everybody wants a clean house. No, I could see if you just got off of work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm tired.
More than likely not going to pick up nothing.
You know,
but,
that's why you train the kids.
Yeah.
Clean behind themselves, and it would never be dirty.
Yeah, that's.
But true. I got to say this. You know what I think I don't like when people say, "Happy life, happy wife."
Happy wife, happy life.
I don't believe in that. Because my thing, it could be happy husband and wife, happy life. Because see, laziness, when laziness set in, it's just like going to a job. Somebody don't come in. You got to do the extra work.
Exactly.
Well, I'm tired. Well, you know, such they come in. So you don't do your part. Well, I got to do my part, his part, and I got to address the kids. He say you too tired. Vice versa, go same thing. So people don't realize that. It goes both ways. That's why I tell on this show, I don't know how many times I said, I don't believe in Mother's Day. I don't believe in Father's Day. I don't believe in Christmas and all that, because it should be every day. You feel guilty. You got to feed the homeless once a year. Or you feed, you know, whatever. And then Christmas, they got trees that, come on. I can stand you building societies up, say that. Then they turn around and say you're a Scrooge if you don't believe. So my thing is, I believe in logic. It's what I see in front of me. Don't tell me what I got to do. I love my parents. When I think I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
My parents, 81 and 80. I'm sitting there, and I don't know if they're gonna be at the next reunion. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving them. It's not even Father's Day. It just, you gotta embrace them right there. D was on the show some weeks ago, and it touched me. He mentioned his father and brother died the same year, I believe. Touching. We don't know. And that's the same thing about you and your wife. You don't know anybody might get in a car and might not come home. You know, so that's why you got to embrace what you got right now, because we don't know when our number's going to be called. That's about marriage to me. It can happen to anybody, you know.
Yeah, that is true. Mm-hmm. That is true.
But I got to shout to your family. Hey, Hey, to King Yaquez's family, that was beautiful what you guys did. I'm going to have to call my wife and get on her. I'm going to give me a little chatter. My grandkids call me now. Top Poppy. Because I got to tell her, I'll beat him, man. Them kids sounded good. Daddy. I said, boy, you better bring some milk home.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they are going to ask me, what you get? I already know.
What you get?
So let me play the devil advocate, fellas.
Come on with it.
Okay, come on.
All right. So, what do y'all think about divorce?
Ooh.
What do y'all think about divorce?
Well, I mentioned 4
So
times. That's a hurting thing.
Right.
I
So,
mean-
do you feel? I mean, because some people, well, I already see. So you say 4 times. So you've been divorced.
Whew, it's not a good feeling.
So, with that being said, what do you feel? Because some people feel that you shouldn't get divorced. It's to the end. Do you feel that hey, sticking it out to the end?
Well, no, I don't believe
what, through the bad, because that's the vow, right?
It
Better
might
for
be
worse,
the vow,
right?
but
That's the
it might
vow,
be
right?
it might be better in everybody's life, especially the kids, because ultimately marriage is about the children. If the marriage is getting extremely bad for the children, it might be best that y'all split up.
Well, it's for the family, not just the children. It's for the family.
I
It's
mean,
the
it's
union.
for the family,
Are you saying that the commitment, staying in the marriage, is for the kids? You saying?
Well, no, I'm not staying
What are you
in the
saying?
marriage is for the kids. Like,
Because I'm not
If-
understanding what you mean by the marriage is for the kids.
if things are toxic
Well-
for everybody.
Okay.
Toxic, you got a toxic relationship. You're fighting in front of the children. People are actually fighting, throwing hands in front of the children, saying all
Verbal
types
Yeah,
of
that's
cuss
terrible.
words.
Yeah.
It might be better for the children y'all split up, because if y'all's just staying together for the children, y'all doing this in front of the children, what do you think they're going to go to school and start doing? What are you going to think they're going to do in their relationship?
Acting out.
Well, that's on the adults.
It is
side,
on the
right?
adults,
because
yes.
now you got to be able to wake up and be like, hey, man, check yourself. We need to go get some help. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself, fighting and arguing and cursing each other out in front of the kids and doing these things like that, then, that's a self-check thing, right? I mean, you got to be able to say, okay, let's go see if we can get some help. And then if we can't, then, I guess if you feel that, we need to get a divorce, then I guess okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
Like in certain situations, it might be okay. Like I've seen it. Like my parents divorced when I was young, and they just took care of me.
Did it affect you?
No, it didn't affect me.
Because you had both of them support.
Yeah, I had both of their support. I was, living with my father at my mom's house on the weekends, or at my mother's house, then at my father's house at the weekend. So I was seeing them pretty equally. But then you got people like, I have my married cousin who separated from her husband. They came back even stronger than before. Or my aunt, she went for divorce after their final child turned 18. So, I mean, sometimes it might be necessary, but if things get worse, I mean, you might as well just go in and get out, because laying hands on somebody in a relationship when it turns to that is never good.
All right. That's all I wanted to say, because I agree. If it's to the point where it's intolerable, and it's it's not just hurting you, it's hurting the kids, and it's hurting everybody around you, then and if you can't get any resolve from counseling and
yes
and anything like that, then yeah, I agree as well. You can't be in something that's not really healthy.
Exactly.
Now I want to comment on that, because my parents been married about a little more than 60-something years.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, but I've seen ups and downs, arguments, but overall we was a family, and it's not easy. I mean, they don't, and I'm not telling their business. They comfortable in their own room, and they enjoy it. It's relaxing. See what I'm saying to you, marriage, when you said for the kids to split up, but you didn't go a little deep and say, listen, go to the kids. What I started in my relationships and those marriage, we'll have a meeting once every week or once every 2 weeks. We all sit at the table. What you guys going through? You guys can say anything but in respect. no swearing. And what's going on? How you feeling? We won't judge you. Just want to know. And you see mom and I together. How you feeling? We doing this. Say what they feel. They might want to say, well, I feel hurt. I feel like, because I love both of y'all. Conversation, communication. Because as parents, for one thing, we make the big mistake. We grown. Yeah, we always thought we was grown when we was young. Even now, are we really grown? Because are we getting it? So conversation sitting down there. And in the families, the women I was married to said the last woman before this one, I sat down with them and they were so calm. They liked that. They said, I like that. We saying putting our issue in our business and nobody feel uncomfortable.
Putting everything on the table.
See, it is in our community that I think there's not enough people doing family meetings. It's, like in the working family, everybody's,
there are, but
we're, in this overinflated society,
yes,
it's hard because we all trying to get that money. But that is the end of the show. Is there any final things y'all gentlemen want to say, Kings?
Yeah, I want to say that I want to reach out. The conversation, the two topics we had was A-OK, was perfect. And if somebody in a marriage right now, no, we don't know everything. But talking to somebody, and much as someone older, they can give you good advice. They wouldn't marry that long for nothing. And then I'm going to do another shout out to my family and to our hosts of the day, our show. I want to thank King Yaquez family calling in and touching me.
Thank you again. Thank you again.
Smiling.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just want to shout out to my beautiful family too. I love y'all, and I just want y'all to know that my feelings just hurt. Y'all ain't called, never said hello to me and wish me a great show. But no, I love y'all, and y'all always in my thoughts.
I just want to say thank you to my family again for calling. I love y'all, and thank y'all Kings for believing in me. And we will be back next week. Thank you again for letting us in your home for this hour. Thank you to Mr. Felix Washington for putting all this together, our producer. And if you're on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you know when we come back on.
Exactly.
Thank you. Have a nice day. And it's all love.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Deuces.
Peace, everybody.
Tune in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
You are too.